You were watching KTG in the cosmos, preparing for launch. I'll see you in orbit. KTG in the Wait, it looks like we've skipped 10 minutes through time. Oh my god. As you can see, Einstein's theory of special relativity. Oh, I think it's happened again. Oh. Wouldn't it be brilliant to go back in time, forward in time, in time, in time, in time, in time? Anyway, yes, hello. My Facebook, YouTube, Snapchatting space monkeys. Welcome to another Halloween episode of KTG in the Cosmos. Seen that in the news the other day? Oh. Sorry, I forgot to turn the light back on. Did you see it in the news the other day then? NASA has confirmed alien infrastructures in a planet. Did you read that? Because it was on the internet, so it must be true. Gotta stop drifting off. On this episode, as you guessed, it's about, is time travel possible? We will look at time dilation, distance between stars, and the big question, can we travel in a time machine? As you're all aware, recently last week, the film Back to the Future had the big famous highlight of the date that this was the something about dates and futures, it was something. Now, of course, they got it wrong. We are on iPhone 6 era now. We will be like, I don't know, iPhone 13 generation by the time the future's this big. But let's look into the concept of time. As many of you are aware, time is a staple in science fiction. Many, especially new films these days, are using time travel capabilities. You've got Interstellar, I can't think of other names, but there's loads of them. The common expression gets thrown around quite a bit of, time doesn't exist, it's a man-made thing. Of course, the concept and word of time was invented by mankind. However, it's a measurement of, if you will, a kind of duration where things are born to when things decay, essentially. So technically, yes, it does exist because the universe itself starts from a point, a singularity, and will eventually decay. Our rule of thermodynamics is everything must move from an orderly to a disorderly state. Orderly, disorderly. Essentially, time is the amount of time it takes for things to move from one point to another, physically, or its rate of decay or dispersion. For example, the time it takes light to reach from the sun to us is 8 minutes 20 seconds. The time it takes for a baby to be born in the womb is 38 weeks. And the time it takes you to blow a hole in your head after listening to a Kanye West album is approximately about 6 seconds. Sorry guys, that's right, it's a genius! The distance and travel time is a big problem for flight engineers when we try to send probes to other moons and planets, and indeed space travel. The lower time duration for these journeys, we need to increase the speed, which is another big problem. As explained in the other episode, the last one, I don't know what one, it was another episode. Even travelling at the speed of light, you're still slow in regards to travelling to objects light years away. You can look in time, when we look up into the sky, every point of light that reaches us is travelling through time. When you see a sunrise, for example, the sun hasn't actually appeared anywhere in the sight of the earth, but the light from the sun bends over the atmosphere and gives the illusion of a sunrise. The sun won't be there for another 8 minutes, but we see its light beforehand. Same is true with stars. As William Herschel, as William Herschel was the first to note that when we only see light of stars in respective to how far away they are. So if a star is 200 light years away, we only see that star as it was 200 years ago. Some of these stars are long gone. For those stars, we only see their ghosts project their light image. So for you ghost believers out there, technically, the ghost of a star exists, but no such thing as people ghosts. No, no, no. But it is actually possible to travel into the future quicker than the rate we are going. Yes. Yes, it is. According to Einstein's theory of special relativity, time moves at different rates for people who are moving relative to one another. This effect increases the faster you go, i.e. near to the speed of light. So, say you leave the Earth in an XGD 9000 with turbo speed light engine with laser beams and fairy dice. The faster you leave Earth, time moves slower for you in relation to people who are stationary in Earth. Time would move just normally for them. So, once you return back to Mother Earth, only a few years might have passed for you, but several hundred, even thousands possibly, would have passed for the people on Earth. Known as the twin paradox, a twin undergoing the journey would return to find him or herself younger than their twin. However, there is a problem. Anyone wishing to get a glimpse of the future returning to Earth would mean travelling faster than light, which is impossible. Interestingly enough, they may be a good out. There may be a good out somewhere in here, in Einstein's general relativity. As we discussed on my episode, Gravity, general relativity puts space and time together as one as space-time, which curves and indents in the presence of mass. Yeah, we got that. You watched the last episode. Probably not. This allows for the possibilities of something called a wormhole. Theoretically, a wormhole is a shortcut or tunnel, a portal, if you will, that can open up due to the curvature or indentation. The opportunities that can open with this, get it? Open, because it's going to open like a tunnel, is being able to get to one point of the universe to another without having to travel the whole way. We don't expect to find a wormhole in astronomy anytime soon. This is only an equation. We think that these may appear from black holes, as nothing else in the universe would have that much of effect on the fabric of space-time. As we know, black holes are created from massive stars who outbound supernova and collapse under the weight of themselves. And after you go past a neutron star, it's either going to be a gamma ray or a black hole, it's going to get crushed down, and the gravity is so intense in a black hole where essentially the fabric of space-time is punched like fuck. But going into a black hole, you'll really be pulled apart. Something called spaghettification, where you get stretched to the breaking point quite literally. Best way to think about a wormhole is by taking a piece of paper. Now, I'm going to get a piece of paper. The same one I explained with my Kinder Egg. Same one. So, okay, best way to think of a wormhole is take a piece of paper and fold in it. So, let's say we are here, and we want to get to here. This is the fabric of space-time. Now, be imaginative. A tunnel can join these 2 points together by kind of bending space-time, which means getting you there quicker. So, as we know, time's a distance, so using a wormhole, in theory, would allow you to travel in time. Pretty good, huh? But this is how it works. So, we're here. We want to get to here. So opposed to travelling thousands of light years away, you kind of just fold it, quite simply. So you're here, you want to get to here, you fold it. And that would create a wormhole, in theory, would create a tunnel passage here. So if you're here, it brings you to there, and all you have to do is travel that distance, and voila, you're here. But the big question, can we travel in time back and forwards in a kind of time travel type wormhole thing? And don't you even say it, Doctor Who fans. Ready? Drum roll. Build up music. Ooh, strings. Ooh, brass. Ooh, cry. Ooh. No. Unfortunately, we think nature makes it impossible to travel back in time due to the paradoxes that you encounter. The popular one being the grandfather paradox, which to sum it up means you go back in time to somehow stop your grandfather from meeting your grandmother. And please don't hook up with your grandmother, because that causes all kinds of new sexy, wrong paradoxes. So, you stop them from meeting, which means you stop them from conceiving you, which means, ultimately means, you were never born. But, if this happens, then how would you be able to go back in time in the first place to stop your grandfather from meeting your grandmother, if you were never born? It's a mindfuck. So you see, it's a paradox. It can't be done. For in terms of creating a time machine, technically, let's say they managed to overcome the laws of physics, the nature laws, and all this kind of stuff like that. You could only really go as far back as to when the time machine was actually built, technically. So, if you wanted to say go back 60 years' time, before the time machine was created, technically you can't do that, because the time machine was not created to materialize you in the first place. Overall, however, in theory, technically time travel is possible when you think of wormholes and such, but we still don't know if wormholes or negative energy even exists in the universe. Who knows what we'll have in the future? We may have an Xbox 760, a PS8, a self-scooping spoon. That'd be class. Now, for the next episode, I'm going to give you guys the chance, well, the 1 to 3 people that actually watch these videos, but it's the chance to pick your own next topic. So, if there's topic or scenarios you've always wondered about, please don't hesitate to request, and I'll try my best to cover. Even questions for you astrologers and conspiracy nutters, yes. It can be anything. Astrology, moon landings, fucking, I don't know, anything you want, I'll do best. KTG preparing for launch. Wait, I want to do it one more time. It's Halloween. Wait for it, wait for it. I'll see you guys in orbit. You've been watching KTG in the cosmos. In the cosmos.